my first ever car, and I'm back in it. The 2005 Renault Clio, second gen, the best one in my opinion. 1.2 litre Dynamique model, if you want to get specific. And I'm back in it, driving it around for the first time in about a year. So let's see what it's like. I've recently put it through the MOT, got that back working absolutely fine. A few fails to begin, but we've cleaned it all up and it is good to go. A few stats about the car. Brand new, 75 brake horsepower, 0 to 60, 13 seconds apparently, with a top speed of 106. I'm not so sure I can do that now, although I do have to say I have had this car before up to 110. Now when we first bought this car it cost about £300 and it was bought as spares and repairs. Obviously we bodged it together a bit, but it does run pretty smoothly on first impressions. I have noticed though that upon braking there is a bit of a metallic grinding sound coming from somewhere, but that seems to have disappeared now. Apart from that, you know, it feels good, nice and sharp, responsive, good acceleration of course. Now obviously with cars like this is 17 years old now, there are going to be a few problems, especially ones that have done 102,000 miles like this. Probably the biggest problem I'd say is if you look outside you can tell it's raining. That's fine, windscreen wipers are working okay. However, if the rain turns a bit heavy, they don't, they just stop, which is a bit of a problem really. One thing I am a bit worried about is the airbag warning lights. That seems to come off and on at its own will, so I'm not really sure if the airbags are indeed working, but I'm not really wanting to find that out either, so I'll try not to crash. We've also got this thing dangling here, which I have absolutely no idea what that is, if I'm honest with you. I don't know if you can see this as well, but the windscreen is starting to steam up, and that's all down to the shoddy job of the previous owner with the sunroof. What's happened is he's sort of put some sort of sealant around the top of the sunroof, but hasn't done it well enough. So what happens is any bit of moisture in here and it just starts steaming up the windscreen, which is a bit of a pain in the arse. So obviously you turn on the heater or you open the window like that and it slowly clears up. It does cause a bit of a problem in the winter because instead of ice forming on the outside of your car, it also forms on the inside as well. You look a bit of a numpty scraping ice from the inside of your own car. Now, my biggest issue with this car has to be the clutch. There's about a millimetre between biting point and stalling, and it's really annoying because I do not trust this car one bit on hill starts. You know, when you come up to hill starts, you're in trouble. You're going to have to sit there holding it and revving this to the absolute max, which isn't ideal. I'm telling you now, literally a millimetre is all you need, and that's the difference between stalling or a nasty gear change, because this clutch is ruined. It's terrible, it's absolutely terrible. It doesn't quite have the handling required, it's a bit loose in a few of these corners, especially over the potholes as well. I do find, oh my god, I've nearly twatted a van, that's not good. Yes, as I was saying, I do find the handling, especially over the potholes, is a bit loose. You know, you sort of judder from side to side a bit. You know, but apart from that, it's not too bad. Now here we go, a challenging road. It's a nice, small, windy, sort of country lane type road here. Let's see how the Clio deals with it. I'm going to predict well, although I will put that down for some excellent driving on behalf of myself there. However, you do need a good car for this one, and here it is. Little S turn here. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful, no problems whatsoever with the car. I've driven this car for about an hour now in this session. I've only dropped 1 bar of fuel. I'd say that is pretty good going. Glides over the puddles like they're not even there. Just finishing it off now, just coming up to this junction at the end. Last little turn, oncoming traffic, no bother for the Clio at all there. Good handling, to be fair. It struggled earlier, but it's much better now. Accelerates out as we got a car right up my arse. But look, just like that, we've pulled away well. I'm telling you, this car, it accelerates well through gears 1 to 3, and that's really important, I feel. I think despite the problems though, it's a decent car. I mean, for £300, it does what you want. It drives well, it gets you to your destination, and it's just cheap. Fuel consumption, about 20 quid will get you to about half a tank, and you know, driving for about an hour or so, you only lose probably a quarter. It's not bad. The insurance is low, the tax is low. What more do you want from a cheap car? It gets you where you want, end up. When I was about 18, 19, I used to think this car was absolutely terrible, but sitting behind the steering wheel now, actually I think it's alright, you know. Obviously it's not the best car in the world, it's never gonna be, but it does what you want, and that's all that really matters. I've got a different appreciation for this car now. Now I've just pulled over quickly just to show you some of the many great features about this car. For example, radio. Amazing tunes there. If we just adjust the camera, wow, I don't know what that is. I've mentioned it earlier, but I've absolutely no idea what it is. But the most important part about this car, really, if I just move that over there and open up the glove box, there is a can of Stella. Come on! To be fair to this car, I haven't hated it out. I've driven it in quite heavy rain. It's a bit slow at the minute, and I've taken it down some country lanes. It's gonna be out of its comfort zone, and although it was a bit ropey in areas, it's handled it well. It's night time now, so I thought with the roads being a bit quieter, why not take this for a proper spin. First thing you'll notice is the light does work. However, I'm gonna have to open the window because I'm steaming up in here and I cannot see a thing. Okay, so we're just coming onto the roundabout here just before we hit the dual carriageway. We're gonna see what the Clio is capable of up here. So, as I've got a stop warning light coming on my dashboard there, that's not good, but let's see, nothing behind me, so we're all good here. And look at that, we're already up to 60 just on the dually now, 70 just like that. Yes, that was in gear 4, but the acceleration there, very good indeed. So I'm just topping 70 now, and I have to say there's a little bit of vibration coming from the floor and into the steering wheel as we're driving across the dual carriageway now. Nothing too alarming though, of course, all under control for the Clio. Here we go. Good burnout there. Second, third, 30, 40. See, this is what I'm talking about, the acceleration. The acceleration on this is good. It's not too bad at all. There is one problem I have noticed with the gearbox is getting into reverse is a bit of a pain. It's one of those you have to lift at the bottom, which is fine, no problem with that, but it could be smoother. Same with going back into first, actually. It's just a little bit of a pain. Tell you what, it's time to try another dual carriageway. So here we go. This one's a little bit shorter, but here we go. 40 into fourth, 50 and 60 now. So in fourth gear, it's actually quite good, the acceleration. I've just swung it into fifth, and there's 70 right there. So it's not bad at all. The gear change is very smooth as well, and that's despite the dodgy clutch. So all in all, it's not bad. So here it is then, my second generation 2005 Renault Clio. Not bad for 300 quid, I'd say.